Yeah, so hi guys, this is Shadow Girl Sherry, clocking into TikTok. And I want to hurry up and say this. I've been saying that a lot here lately, clocking into TikTok. And when I say that, basically, you think about numbers. And I'm going to say that right now I'm thinking about time. Um, Guys, here on TikTok, obviously, a platform called TikTok. Obviously, the clock is ticking and talking. Guys, I have a tendency to be kind of talkative. I'm very talkative, actually. The first time I went live, I was thinking that I was going to have a hard time, getting started or whatever. And yeah, I did for the first time because I was nervous and all that. But I've actually come to really enjoy going live. So that again makes me talkative, even more talkative. But I'm going to try to tailor this one up because this particular video, it deserves respect. I'll put it that way. But also, I wanted to mention to you guys that, guys, I'm actually surprised to be on here tonight because of the fact that I've been trying to get. I've been having problems getting on TikTok to go live tonight. I'm so surprised that I'm actually talking to you guys right now. But anyhow, I just want to say what's up starting out. But I'm going to say that, again, being that TikTok is ticking and talking and all that, guys, I'm going to try to get this video, this live finished within an hour. And I've already wasted a lot of time anyway, but you get what I'm saying anyhow. I'm going to try to get this live done within an hour because obviously here on TikTok, it's called TikTok. So, keeping that in mind, to upload this replay or to upload a live like as a replay, you get what I'm saying. You have to the live has to um it has to be an hour or under. I'm a little bit mixed up because I was having so much of a hard time getting on, guys, the technical difficulties. But you have to, when you upload a replay of a live, um, it can't go over an hour long. That's what I'm trying to say. It can't go over an hour long. So if for some reason I don't get this live posted or uploaded here on TikTok, I hope that you will choose to go ahead and follow me over on YouTube because over there, well, it doesn't matter. You can talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Okay. And if you want to find me over there, which I hope you will, if you go over on YouTube, you can find me under um, Sherry Shadow Closet, which here on TikTok, I go under Sherry Shadow Closet. As well. So Sherry Shadow Closet here on TikTok, and also on YouTube. You can find me under Sherry Shadow Closet. You can also find me under Shadow Girl Closet here on TikTok, and also on YouTube. You can find me under Sherry Shadow Closet. You can also find me under Shadow Girl. Channel is called Sunset Songs altogether. My channel is called Sunset Songs. So you can find me under that over on YouTube as well, Sunset Songs. So you can find me under that over on YouTube as well, Sunset Songs. So you can find me under that over on YouTube as well. I mean, I just got some kind of, and I want to definitely give this live the respect it deserves. But guys, I've been here, respect it deserves. But guys, I've been here seeing a lot of TikTok lately, and most likely in my For You page and in the algorithm is making this show up for me, this whole idea show up for me. Obviously, in my For You page and in the algorithm is making this show up for me, this whole idea show up for me. Obviously, because I am an animal lover. And I just want to say, guys, I've been hearing a lot about a particular, I don't know the name of the animal shelter or anything like that, but there's supposedly an animal shelter that's in Newark that if they don't get, if they don't have people to come in and give homes to the animals there, they're going to be euthanized because I think the shelter, it may be facing them getting closed, or what, you get what I'm saying. I'm mixed up or whatever. But guys, I just want to say all together, I'm a huge animal lover. And if there's like an animal shelter near you, whether you're, in Newark, New Jersey, wherever, please consider, going and adopting, taking home an animal. Guys, and every time I see those videos, it's heartbreaking to me. Also, I've been hearing a lot about, their bracelets. They are not bracelets. I'm thinking of a bracelet. Okay. The dog's not going to wear a bracelet, but they're little collars that, they're making, they're selling to try to raise funds for the shelter and all that, I guess food, and just to keep the shelter open. And it's the ones where where they're like beads, and they take the beads and they make the name up for the animal. Guys, you get what I'm saying. I'm just kind of nervous right now because I want to get this video out, but I couldn't, come on tonight. I wanted to do it last night, the night before, because I've been hearing about it so much. Just please consider, going to your, local animal shelter, or, looking up here on TikTok where, about the animal shelters, and the collars. Their collars, again, they look like the little bracelets that we made when we were kids, where you join the beads together and you make up names. Guys, I'm not even thinking about what it would be called right now, because I'm all over the place, but you get the idea. Guys, just think about that, and just keep me in mind. And this is just an idea that I want to put out for starting out this video, guys. And yeah, so I just had to say it because I'm a huge animal lover, and every time I see those videos, it breaks my heart. Okay, guys, so now I'm going to get started on what this video, this live is all about, guys. Obviously, guys, my channel is called Sunset Songs. With that being said, guys, I really do have, just like I have a love for animals, I have a huge love for music, Sunset Songs. And with that being said, I really do believe that music has a way in, it can uplift your spirits. If you're feeling down, you can play a song that's upbeat and it can make you feel a whole lot better. On the other hand, if somebody just broke up with you and you want to be all up in that type of feeling, and you want to listen to a sad love song or something like that, then you can soak in those emotions and listen to a sad song. I'm not recommending that you stay on that for too long, because that's being like Debbie Downer or Nancy Negative, and I'm just not recommending it, because that's not what my channel is about. Although I do know that, this is a world of duality. And this video tonight is going to be about, I'm going to say kind of like definitely the sadder parts of life. This video is actually going to be about a death that occurred in 1996. So obviously it's a world of duality, and you have to keep that in mind as well. But my channel, Sunset Songs, is all about my personal journey with the law of attraction. The law of attraction being the idea that like attracts like. It said that through either whatever way you're thinking, you're positive or you're negative thinking. If you're thinking positive, doing positive things, hanging out with positive people, doing positive things, we're going to say listening to positive music, whatever. It's so said that through the law of attraction, you would be attracting the positive. On the other hand, if you are thinking negative thoughts, doing negative things, hanging out with negative people, that kind of idea, then you would, in the same way, you would be attracting the negative back into your life. And guys, I don't know why you want to do that. So I had to get that out. But guys, I got to try to tailor this all up, because again, I'm a little bit frustrated because I had such a hard time getting on to TikTok tonight. So please bear with me. It's a possibility that if I don't get this tailored up right, there's a way that I could actually bring this subject back up, maybe in about a week or so. I could do that if I don't get everything out that I need to get out tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and say this. I said clocking into TikTok. I always say that. that makes you think of the idea of numbers. It might make you think of time. Okay, guys, might make you think about time. I'm going to have you to think about numbers. Guys, today is Saturday, September the 13th, 2025. Okay, but it came to me yesterday, being that my channel is about the law of attraction. Some people some people look at the law of attraction as witchcraft. Look at it like it's evil or it's witchcraft or, whatever like that. You think what you think. Everybody's gonna think what they think. But for me, when I say witchcraft, to make everybody feel comfortable here, I'm gonna say witchcraft. I'll say it this way. Which way do you want to go? Do you choose to think negative and do negative things and live, a negative life, if I can say it that way, or maybe not even negative. Maybe I could say a mundane life, just a boring, or you're just living and walking through life every day, sleepwalking through life, or you get what I'm saying, just a mundane life. You're just waking up and just sleepwalking in a daze and whatever. And then think about music. If you're listening to the right kind of music, it's going to pick you up a little bit and make you feel good. And that's the whole idea of my channel, Sunset Songs. It's which way do you want to go? Do you want to think negative and go that way? Or which way do you want to go? Do you want to think negative, or which way do you want to go? Do you want to think positive? That's my idea. That's what I'm going to say when, if you think that it's all about witchcraft here, because I'm not going to say that I don't talk about a little bit of everything. The world's, it's a world of duality. And the idea for me is to make things work. Okay. And, yes, I do personal, like tarot readings for myself. I pull them, the cards, pick tarot readings or cards for myself here and there. I love crystals and things like that. I like herbs. I love flowers. Okay. So I just got to say that. So anyhow, some people look at the law of attraction as witchcraft and such a terrible thing and whatever. Okay. And I don't even want to totally get into religion, but because of what I'm talking about tonight, I will say a little bit about religion. I'm having a feeling this video again is going to be a little bit all over the place, just because I was having I'm still kind of frustrated because of how long it took me to get on. And I was thinking about the animals and the dogs and everything, because I saw a video pop up right before I got on for this live. So I just find all that kind of stuff upsetting. So before you think I'm some evil like witch or something, I just told you that I'm an animal lover. I love animals. So I'm a lover of living things, and respecting life. So keep that in mind. So anyhow, with that idea of witchcraft, guys, I want you to think about the number 13. Okay, because again, today is Saturday, September the 13th, 2025. But yesterday I thought about it. I may have even thought about it on Thursday. Okay. The day before Friday was Thursday. And then when we came up on Friday, it was Friday the 12th instead of Friday the 13th. We just missed it. Whereas today is Saturday the 13th instead of the 13th falling on a Friday. With that being said, that's where the whole witchcraft idea is going to come in. When it comes to Hollywood and all that, they try to make it seem like, Friday the 13th is such a bad thing. But when I started getting into spirituality, I started to learn a different idea. I wish that I could go more into that. It's really, I'm just going to quickly say that the number 13 is said if you think about it in a positive way, it's supposed to be really a Friday the 13th is really said to be a day that's great for manifestation. And that's a whole other video. I didn't come with any notes for that. I wish I could have. I'll talk a little bit about that because obviously, I'm going to tell you why Friday the 13th again is going to stand out in this video. But again, it also stands out for me because I no longer look at Friday the 13th in a bad way. I look at it as a day for manifestation, like planting the seeds to something new. What are you trying to have happen in your life? What positive things are you trying to have happen in your life? But when it comes to Hollywood, it's gotten to a point where it's kind of like demonized or whatever, obviously, because you have movies, you have, and I'm not saying I don't enjoy them. I love like Friday the 13th, all those, scary movies and things like that. And when we think about scary movies, there's certain people that come up. Obviously, Friday the 13th, there's Jason Voorhees, okay? So I wanted to lay that out for you. But I'm also going to say, in this way, because of what I'm going to be talking about today, this was something negative that took place on a Friday the 13th. But we are going to try to look at it as a celebration of life. And sometimes, guys, when you go to a funeral, obviously a funeral's sad, but many funerals that I have gone to, well, I'd say lately, within like, I don't know, just for a while now. I mean, there's been some funerals that I've gone to where, they say, okay, cry and all that, but at the same time, remember this person's life. This is a celebration of life. This is like a homegoing celebration. So I want you to keep that in mind as well. But obviously, there's a negative to it. So guys, I'm going to see if anyone can, I'm not going to say who it was that, okay, I'll put it this way. Okay. I think there's been 2 other times since I have been, no, 3 times. 3 other times since I have been going live, where I have, well, the one time wasn't a live. It was just it was a short that I made. And that short was about Beyonce Knowles. Her birthday was on September the 4th. Obviously, I like music and all that, sunset songs. I did a little bit of a short about Beyonce on her birthday, September the 4th. Okay. Now, there were 2 other birthdays that occurred. And I had a little bit of what I'll call kind of like a birthday party for these 2 different people. One was Michael Jackson. I think, oh man, I can't now. I'm having a hard time remembering. I think his birthday was August the 25th. Don't quote me. Okay. But I had a little bit of I'll say a birthday party for him, even though he's crossed over, you know what I'm saying? A heavenly birthday. And I also had one for Madonna. Now, I believe her birthday may have been August, the 16th maybe. It's kind of hard to keep up with everything. But this time I decided, because of, I was going to switch things up a little bit. This can't be a birthday party because this isn't someone's birthday. This is the anniversary of the day someone died. Okay, so I can't call it a funeral because obviously, I mean, one thing that I'm going to say, I looked up information about this artist. From what I found out online, there was no like official funeral for this person. They were cremated. Their mother didn't want there to be a funeral for this person. Okay, so there was no funeral. I don't think there's any kind of a memorial or anything. And the way I understand, the mother, this person was cremated, and the mother had the ashes, I believe, put in her garden. Okay. I mean, once we get into this, maybe if you are a fan, then maybe you might want to go and look up more information, because again, the day kind of went by kind of quick. It feels like it anyway, because the sun, being that we're in September, the sun didn't stay up as long. You know what I mean? We're going into fall, so the days are getting shorter. So, it's kind of like I felt like I didn't get everything, get all the information that I could have written down and to bring to you guys. And I do apologize for that. But I'm trying to bring it to you in the best way that I can. And again, trying to keep this within an hour. If I don't, if I don't get this here, all this finished in this time, then maybe I'll come back in like 7 days to do this again, or maybe tailor it up, or you get what I'm saying. Maybe we'll see how it goes. But maybe I'll get everything out, you know what I'm saying, right now. But I'm going to try, but at the same time, I'm going to try to have this replay up here on TikTok. So I'm going to get started on this, guys. So I mentioned, Friday the 13th. Okay, guys. This particular person, I am going to see if you guys, again, I'm not going to call it a funeral. It's not a funeral. This is going to be like a discussion or a celebration of life, I'll say. And just a celebration of this person's talent, their music, and what they left for us to listen to in the world. You may be a fan, you may not be a fan. I hope everybody will keep it respectful and all that kind of thing. Because again, my channel is, we talk about, duality and the shadow side of, life, obviously, because I call myself Shadow Girl Sherry. And in my videos, I don't appear in my videos. There's a whole reason in that. I'm going to go ahead and say right now, if you're watching this, you may be into the law of attraction. If this has popped up on your For You page, you may be into the law of attraction. You may be into witchy things. You may just like music. I don't know, because I haven't said who the person is yet. But if, probably somewhere along the line, if you're like into a certain type of music or whatever, you may have already heard about it already today. And I'm not going to name the person. The idea is, guys, can you think of who, if you're here on the chat, I'm going to say hi to everybody. Guys, this is Shadow Girl Sherry. Hi, Candy. Everybody who has joined this live, I want to thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, just thank you for hanging out with me tonight here on a Saturday night. You could be doing so many other different things, but you're hanging out with me, and I want to thank you so much. And I hope that you are going to enjoy this live. With that being said, I'm going to start trying to give you some hints as to who this person was. Okay, this person. Okay, if you look at the picture that you're looking at right now, guys. I'm thinking of the crowd that this particular live could bring in. But at the same time, my channel's about being positive, and it's, I love to draw, and I love to write and journaling and all that. And, again, every time you watch my videos, it's kind of like you're giving me a break from having to write in a diary or a journal or anything like that. Because guys, I can just get on here, go live, or make a video, go live, whatever, talk, and anytime I want to come back and see what I was doing on September the 13th, 2025, I can just come on here and see it, and I don't have to write it down. I can just hear my own voice. So I want to thank you so much for making things easier for me, even though I still like to write. Obviously, you see that here in this picture. Now I'm going to explain what you're looking at. Okay, guys. Right now, obviously my channel is called Sunset Songs. If this were, another day, you would see, it would be like a little bit of a logo, and I would have it in the right-hand corner. I would have a sun and lines, like the sun's rays shining down. It would say Sunset Songs. Okay. I changed this up today, and I just want you to look at this and use your imagination, because you are obviously looking at a sun in the center. Okay. And, you right in the center, you see a sun. Over from that picture of the big, bright, orange or yellow sun, you're going to look over and you see the word sun. Now just look over there and use your imagination. It looks like a little bit of a puzzle, but I find writing and all that to be relaxing. It may give you a little bit of a headache, but I hope not. I'm going to say that sometimes I feel like life is a little bit of a puzzle. And when you get into the law of attraction, when you get into looking more into nature. It's kind of like, to me, it's kind of like a bit of a puzzle. There's different things that I kind of feel like the universe has for you, but you have to kind of be awake and aware to see things that are just in plain sight, right? That's what I'm going to say. So just think about that when you look at this. So I have a tendency to write things out in a different way. It's not about being mundane. We're about living a magical life and doing things, waking things up. So guys, I'm going to have you look at the center here, and you see the word sun. You look in the center, you see the word sun. Okay. Now, when you have the sun in the morning, you have that sun rise. Okay. You have the sunrise. Okay. So you're going to see the sun, and then you see sunrise. Okay. So with that being said, think about a sunrise. And if you were to go to a funeral, unfortunately, if you were to go to a funeral or a homecoming, we'll say a homecoming service, a going home service, there's something called a sunrise. They're trying to keep it positive. Think about the sun. You might even think about, if you want to look at it in religious terms, you might think about the Father, the Son, the Blessed Holy Spirit. Okay. And I'm not aware of what this particular person, what they believed in or what they were into. The way I understand that their parents were members of the Panther Party, the Black Panther Party. But I don't know about religion or what they thought when it comes to that kind of thing. But if you were to go to, there's some funerals that you would go to where it would be called a sunrise. The birth would be called the sunrise. That's when you were born. Okay. So this person's sunrise was on June the 16th, 1971. They were born on June the 16th, 1971. And if you're looking at it in religious terms, it may be the idea of, again, the Father, the Son, the Blessed Holy Spirit. And what I have come to learn in church, and I'm not saying I don't go to church, because I do. I take my grandmother to church, and I'm not saying I don't believe in God. I do believe in God, but at the same time, I definitely believe that there's things that obviously something so magnificent made everything, around us. If you get what I'm saying, why would you want to live in such a mundane way? There's so much for you to experience. There's the flowers, there's the trees, roses to stop and smell. Yeah. So that's my idea. And I also want to put out there, that depending on where you are born or who your parents are or whatever, the idea of God just may have another name. It could be considered source energy. It could be considered your higher self. And if you were, just think about it, in certain different parts of the world, it would depend on how you were raised or where you were raised. In different parts of the world, this energy, I'll say, could be called something else. Guys, I'm looking at my phone. I've been seeing that number 69 a lot. And when I was so frustrated trying to get this video started, I looked at, the temperature where I'm at, and it was at 69 degrees. My phone is now at 65%, like the battery percentage. So anytime I've made videos lately about this, anytime I see the number 69 lately, I have just been placing a 3 in front of it. If you are watching this video, this has popped up in your For You page, you may already know what that number stands for. If you put a 3 in front of the numbers 6 and 9, you would have 369, and that is said to be a code that is basically supposed to open the universe. Again, that it's a manifestation method, and I'm not going to go into that right now. But I go by the messages and the things that come my way. But for right now, I'm, because of time and all that, and trying to give this particular live the respect it deserves, I'm not going to talk all about what the method, how you do the method and all that. So if you're hearing this, maybe you might want to go and look it up if you don't already know what it is. Because if you're tuning into my channel, you probably already know, you've heard of the 369 method. or the 369 method. It's said to be the code to the universe, giving you the keys to the universe. So anyhow, and I'm going to go ahead and say again, we had a 999 portal on the 9th month, 9th day, 2025. You take the 20 and the 25, the year, this is the year, a number 9 year. This is the year of the snake. And it's supposed to be a year for, change, completion, endings, dramatic endings, those kind of things. But it's all about change. Basically, if you're going through something chaotic right now, keep your head up. And guys, right there, I wasn't even thinking about it, but keep your head up. I'm going to say that is going to be that's a bit of a clue as to who I'm talking about, tonight. Again, don't want you to be sad. I'm looking at the time right now, and it's actually getting closer to the time that it was said that this person was actually, and again, this person was actually killed. Okay, this person died on this day in the year 1996, Friday. Again, it was Friday, September the 13th, 1996, when this person was fatally killed. It was a drive-by shooting. So it is sad, but again, this is kind of like a celebration of life and a celebration of the talent that this person had, their music and all that. So I just want you to keep that in mind. I don't know how popular this live is going to be, being that it is, it comes with a somber tone. But at the same time, I wanted to remember this person because I enjoyed their music. I enjoy their music. Okay. So, one song I'm going to say, a hint as to who this person is. You might want to think about the words, keep your head up. Okay. Keep your head up. Now I'm going to keep talking. Okay. Keep your head up. So if you're going through anything like challenging, breakup, anything like that, keep your head up, keep moving, keep pressing, because obviously this is I don't want to, I don't want to think, make you think about what actually happened on this day, at this time, because I'm talking about if you're going through things, chaos, whatever it is right now, it's just said that you're actually, things are working the way they're supposed to be working right now, because we're in a number 9 year. And, in order for something better and better things to come into your life, it said that you've got to go through change, obviously, and change isn't always easy. Okay. So, I just want you to think about that. And I just said, keep your head up. So, going back to talking about this person and giving hints as to who this person is. Okay. So this person's sunrise, they were born on June the 16th, 1971. They were born to parents. The names, if I said the names, then that would give away the last name. So that's not a part of the deal here. This person's, parents were, a part of the Black Panther, party. Okay. So that's a hint. I also said again that, I brought up a Friday the 13th. This person was also born. Let me get my little notes here. I came up with some notes. This person was born, where's it at? This person was born in East Harlem, Manhattan, New York City. Okay. This is another, hint for you. For anybody that is watching, for anybody who's on the outside, thinking about joining the live, this is a hint for you. This person was born in East Harlem, Manhattan, New York. Now, I want you to keep that idea of Manhattan in mind, because it kind of makes me think of something, because I'm talking about that this person was born on Friday was killed. They died on Friday the 13th, making this a very sad day, obviously, in 1996. It's a sad night, really. But I said that this person was born, died. They died on Friday the 13th in 1996. Friday, September 13th, 1996, this person was fatally shot and killed. It was a drive-by shooting. Okay. And I'm only doing this, guys, because I'm a music fan. And I'm not the biggest into hip hop and real rough, kind of music. But again, at this point I was younger, and, I'm still a fan. And if you're into hip hop and, anything like that, this was definitely one of hip hop's most influential, anything like that. This was definitely one of hip hop's most influential artists. Um, left a big impact, with his words, his poetry, all that. So I'm going to go ahead and say it again. He was born on June the 16th. His sunrise was June the 16th, 1971. And he was born in East Harlem, Manhattan, New York City. With that being said, again, he died on this day, today's Saturday, but he died on a Friday, September the 13th, 1996. So that was a Friday the 13th. We know that Hollywood tries to put it out as that's Friday the 13th is such a bad thing, to make it kind of look evil and everything. So I want you to think about Manhattan. And with Jason Voorhees, there was actually a Jason Takes Manhattan. There was a movie. So it makes me think about that. And I've just got to bring it all together because, well, this person was born in Manhattan. Okay. But there was, we're talking about Friday the 13th. He died on Friday the 13th. There was an actual movie, with, the whole, what should we call it, series or whatever of, Friday the 13th. Jason Voorhees, Jason Takes Manhattan. So this is just a way for me to put it all together. Okay. But, so I wanted to mention that. But, so this person's sunrise was June the 16th, 1971. This person's sunset. So you see sunrise, and then, below that, you see the sunset, and that's standing for his death. He died on Friday, September 13th, 1996, by, a gunshot wound. It was a drive-by. And, I'm going to give you some more details. The drive-by shooting actually happened on, I hope I didn't, yeah, the drive-by shooting happened on September the 7th, 1996. September the 7th, 1996. Okay. And then he succumbed to that on Friday, September the 13th, 1996. I hope I've laid this out right. He was shot the drive-by shooting took place on, September the 7th. And then on this day in 1996, which was a Friday the 13th, he succumbed to that and he passed away. So, again, sunrise, June the 16th, 1971, sunset, Friday, September the 13th, 1996. Okay, guys. Again, I know that this sounds somber, and these are the things that I don't talk about these things, but at the same time, it's in memory. It's remembering. Okay. And I know that this has been talked about. This person obviously had to have been talked about and celebrated today on this day. I know it's had to have been mentioned, because this person is up there when it comes to hip hop, like Biggie Smalls. He's got a big name. Okay. Very, very influential person. hopefully, if no one mentions his name here on this live, then you can leave it here for the replay if I get this up in time, or you can leave it on this video when I upload it on my channel on YouTube, which is called Sunset Songs. You can find me on YouTube under Sunset Songs, Sherry Shadow Closet, or Shadow Girl Sherry. So that's how you would find me on YouTube. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to continue this. This person's sunrise, June the 16th, 1971. Their sunset, which would be their death, was Friday, September the 13th, 1996. Okay, so I'm going to give you another hint. Okay, now, not too long ago, I believe Mike Tyson had, I know for a fact, I don't remember the date, I think his name, it's not Logan Paul, because Logan Paul is he's huge into, he's big when it comes to, being a social media, an influencer, okay? Logan Paul. I don't know everything about Logan Paul, but obviously he's very, very popular, huge following. He's now a wrestler. He's a professional wrestler. And I'm telling you, I've seen him in action, and Logan Paul is very, very athletic and gifted. He's just one of those people. He has a gift. And guys, I'm going to quickly say that if you are watching this video, if this has popped up in your algorithm, or if you know anything about my channel, Sunset Songs, and being the fact that I call myself Shadow Girl Sherry, I'm again going to say that being that I call myself Shadow Girl Sherry, I don't appear in any of my videos, at least not for right now. In time, maybe I'll come out and do that. But for right now, I'm being shy, whatever, and I'm not showing up. I'm not letting you know what I look like. I've come to find out once I got deep into spirituality, I didn't even know what shadow work was. But I actually found out the more that I got into spirituality and things like that, I found out something about, I was calling myself Shadow Girl Sherry. And then with the algorithm and all that, and I come to find out what shadow work is. And obviously, shadow work is something that I need to do. If you are watching this video right now, you may also need to do shadow work. You may consider yourself to be a little bit of a misfit if you're watching this video. Again, because consider the fact that you are looking at a video right now where you don't even know, you're listening to my voice. And I'm encouraging you to go over and follow me here on TikTok and follow me over on YouTube under Sherry Shadow Closet, or under Sunset Songs. That's my channel, Sunset Songs, all about my personal journey with the law of attraction. My channel altogether is called Sunset Songs. You can also find me over there under Sherry Shadow Closet. Here, I'm also under Sherry Shadow Closet. And you can find me over on YouTube with, if you put in Sherry Shadow Closet, you can also put in Shadow Girl Sherry. So I've made the suggestion. I hope that you will choose to like, click, share, subscribe, all those different things. If you are into the law of attraction, if you are trying to live more of a magical life instead of just a mundane, walking around, sleepwalking, that type of thing, that's what my channel is all about. And just keeping it real, but keeping it positive as well. And when those shadows come up, obviously I call myself Shadow Girl Sherry, so I need to do shadow work. You may need to do shadow work as well. It is a world of duality, so we're talking about that too. So everything's up for discussion, but we try to keep it in the most positive way as we can make it. Even with this video here, which is about someone's death, we are looking at it as if there were a funeral being, if days off from a death, obviously there's going to be a funeral. But there are some funerals, I'm going to say, especially like in the African American community, we often call, if you go to a a funeral service, a lot of times you'll see on the, there's a paper that, is given out a lot of times where the person's pictures, on the front, their picture is, there for you to see them, what they, who they were. It's called a sunset. That would be their birthday, the day that they were given the gift of life. Okay. The gift of life. And then that would be called the sunrise, their birthday. And then the day that they died, their death, would be their sunset. So the sunset on them. But at the same time, I want you to really consider, because I really think it's true that I found out when I started working with the law of attraction and all that. And I got into the law of attraction and spirituality real deep when my mother was actually going through her illness. She was very, very sick, and then she succumbed to it and she died. And I needed something to help me through that. And I got deep into spirituality. And something that I found out when I got into spirituality, and I found very comforting, was the fact that it's so sad that it's been, at least it's spread out in the law of attraction community and all that, when it comes to manifestation, all that, if you're into that, it's very widely spread that energy was never born, and it doesn't die. Like, energy doesn't die. It transmutes. It turns into something else. So that's another thing that is a pretty big idea for me here on my channel, and I'm trying to do more of in my life, is when something negative comes my way, the idea is to transmute it into the positive, make the best of it and turn it into something positive. Okay, that's the idea here for me. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to continue talking, and I'm going to share just again the idea. And I find so comforting, because I actually have a lot of loved ones that have crossed over. A lot of loved ones. It's very, very sad, but truthfully, I have more. I don't want to get into all that. I just have a lot of loved ones that are actually in the graveyard. They're in the graveyard. But sometimes I find graveyards to be kind of peaceful. If I go to a graveyard, I had a friend, we haven't hung out in a while. I'm having a feeling that, sooner or later we'll get back in, to hanging out again, whatever. This person would take me to, had taken me to, the cemetery where my mom is, where she's at, where her final resting place. And it's actually kind of calming. It's not at first, but it's calming to go there now and just kind of feel like, it can be soothing, So that's just an idea, something that I feel. And I hope that you will, if you have lost someone or whatever, you will find it comforting to know that, to me, the idea, it's very comforting to think that energy never dies. It just transmutes, and, to think that your loved ones are still with you, and just want to leave that with you. But also want you to consider, if you look at it in religious terms or whatever, you're looking at a sun in the middle of everything. Okay, so you're thinking about, I often think about being covered, like you're being protected or covered by something. And when you go to church, you've probably heard the idea of like you're covered. That the blood of Jesus, you're covered. Like, again, I'm not going to give out, telling anybody what to think or whatever, but even if you just want to think about the sun, if you were to think about the sun in the tarot, it said that the sun card, if you were to pull that, that's supposed to be like the most positive card in the deck, the best card in the deck. So I've heard. And if you look at that particular tarot card, there is a happy baby. The baby's on a horse. There's a sun, there's sunflowers. Anytime we think about babies, we think about the joy of life. It's joy. And guys, if you're watching this video right now, it is 11:11 right now. So I want you to go ahead and make a wish and think of this present moment. this present moment and the gift that this present moment is, and this gift that we call life, and how special it is to have it. Because right now, obviously, I'm talking about someone who's no longer with us. They're not here to give us the talent and the music that maybe they could have given more to us had they not, had this not happened. In 1996, September the 13th, Friday, September 13th, 1996. They could have brought more, created more for us to listen to. So I'll say that. But guys, no one has named this person yet. Maybe when I upload this video, it's not going to be, I know that it's not going to be before, Sunday comes. I'm not going to have enough. I don't believe I'm going to have enough time to upload this video before onto here on TikTok as a replay, or on YouTube as a replay before tomorrow comes in. So I don't know how many views this video is going to get, but I felt called to make this video. I felt called to make this video, not just because, wow, there's some things I got to take some time and learn more about going live, because I keep seeing different things pop up, and I just need to learn more, and I'm going to be working on that. But guys, I can't help it that I just love going live, and I love coming and hanging out with you guys. And sometimes that takes up my time instead of doing the more research. But I think that I'm doing something good when I make these videos, obviously, because it's pushing me. I think it's pushing me further into the algorithm. And yeah, I think I'm doing a good thing. So anyhow, I want to talk about more good stuff. And again, when you think about life, just think about this present moment, okay? This present moment and the gift of life and what this present moment means. Just a little bit ago, it was 11:11. And if you're into the law of attraction, anything like that, you may know what angel numbers are. What a very, very popular angel number, or, is 11:11. So we were here. And even if you're not here in this, you haven't joined this live, if you are gonna, be hearing this video later on sometime, just keep in mind that I said the words 11:11. So go ahead and take that as, if you heard that, to go ahead and make a wish, and feel in your heart as if it's already yours, and just remember this gift of life and what this present moment means. It's said that in the law of attraction, this present moment right now is where is your attraction point. It's from this moment. You don't live in the past. We're not there anymore. We're not in the past, even though I am talking about, someone that is, you get what I'm saying. But your powerful attraction moment is this present moment. It's a gift, the gift of life, this present moment. The past has already happened. The future has not happened yet, but the one thing that I can say about the future is, if you are living and doing and thinking positive and hanging out with positive people and being, you know what I'm saying, then it's said through the law of attraction that you are attracting, obviously you're attracting a good future, but you got to stay in this present moment. And by doing that, thinking positive and doing positive things and so on in this present moment, obviously you are attracting a good future. All right. So I want to leave that with you. So I'm going to continue talking. When it comes to, again, if you want to look at this in the terms of, you might want to think about the Father, the Son, the Blessed Holy Spirit. There are, guys said, I've seen where there is, and I want to get it so bad. There is a book of Psalm magic. I want to get it so bad, really. I haven't read it yet, but I think that's a wonderful idea. And I want to get the book. But if you there is an idea of that there are Christian witches, really. So, yeah, guys, I'm going to say quickly again, I go by Shadow Girl Sherry. I don't advertise to anybody, any family, any friends, anything like that. If somebody finds me here on TikTok or YouTube, they just found me, because I don't tell anybody that I've got a channel. If anybody that knows me, if they know that I have a channel, it's because I'm very, very close to them. But anybody else, if they find me, it's because I look at it as they were meant to find me, because I don't advertise. I don't tell anybody about it. So basically what I want to say is, like tomorrow morning, obviously it's going to be Sunday, September the 14th. Okay. A brand new day. And there will be church services, like, all around the Sunday. And, I like going to church. Really, I do. I enjoy taking my grandmother to church. I always feel like I've done something wonderful when I take my grandmother to church. And it's something of, my best friend had said it one time. She's like, you ever get in church and just feel like the preacher is talking directly to you? They always find something to say, and it just feels like they are talking directly to you. And I'm like, yeah, it does make you feel that way. And sometimes there's a particular church that every time I go to that church, I can't help crying. They say that it's kind of like the blessed Holy Spirit in its own way. Guys, I'm just sharing, things that are coming to my mind. But when you look at that sun right there, that sun, even if you were to think about, if you just think about the sun always has a way in coming back, because we can't live without the sun. The way that the universe, everything has life, is part of it. A big part of it is the sun. If we don't have the sun, yeah, just keep that in mind. Think about being covered from head to toe, from your head down to your toes, from your toes up to your head, being covered in, the sun, and whatever you want to call that. You could think about it as, I work with the elements of nature and all that, but, one of those elements obviously is fire, and it's just the heat. It's sunshine. In a sunny day, it makes you feel good. Today was a beautiful sunny day because it wasn't too hot. The only thing that got to me about today was I found some time outside, but the mosquitoes were so bad. But anyhow, I just want to go ahead and say again, just think about that sun in the center. There's a sunrise, there's a sunset. But it's so sad that, the sun is with you every day, through all the days of your life. I wanted to share that. It's whatever way you want to look at it. You may look at it as the Father, Son, the Blessed Holy Spirit. Or, you think about the sun. Okay, the sun, it's always out. It could be dim, but it's always out. And, during the day. And then at night, obviously, something else takes over, and that's the moon. But there's always some sense of light out there. Even though when you're going through the darkest time, my suggestion for you is to place your eyes on whatever there is that is the brightest in that moment. Like, don't look at the sun, obviously, because it'll blind you. But what I'm saying is, try to focus, like if you try to focus on the most positive thing that there is around you. With that being said, guys, I can't believe, but this video, this live is getting ready to come to a close. I'm going to try to hurry up and finish this out before the hour goes, but it may have already happened. I'm going to quickly say this, guys. It was 4:44. I just saw that. Got 4 minutes and 44 seconds to talk. Guys, I mentioned, what's his name? Logan Paul. He's a wrestler, professional wrestler. I'm going to say straight up a professional wrestler. Recently, not too long ago, his brother, I think his name is Jake Paul. I don't want to start, you know what I'm saying? But he actually fought Mike Tyson. this is going to be my final clue for this particular video. I apologize. There's more to talk about, but I'm kind of feeling like this one wasn't the most, popular video. I know it was somber. And I apologize, but I felt called to make the video, not just for this reason, and also to announce that whole thing about the animal shelters and stuff. Please, guys, consider going to the animal shelter and taking an animal home. It's an unconditional love, guys, really. That's Shadow Girl Sherry, just putting that out to the universe and hoping it's spreading all around. I love animals. So I know that I've done a good thing with this video. And also, I just wanted to, again, talk about this particular artist. I did enjoy some of their music. I wanted to go further into it, but I didn't get a chance to. This person had a song that I'm not going to say, the words that he said, but I'm going to change it up a little bit. And I'm going to say, I'd rather be a WITCH, that's a witch. And put it that way. Which way do you want to go? Think positive or think negative? I'm trying to think positive here. Go. Which way do you want to go? I'd rather be a WITCH. So we can, what's the word? What was I thinking? I'd rather be a WITCH. So we can drink tea. So we can drink tea. Oh, what was I thinking? So we can drink tea and burn sage all day. I'd rather be a WITCH. So we can drink tea and burn sage all day. I changed that up from the words that this person said. But it's so weird that back in 1996, like, weed was illegal. You go to jail. Now things have changed up so much. Things have changed so much. There were people, I think about it, the world we live in, there were people that actually served time in jail for smoking weed. And now, in a lot of places, weed's legal now. Things change, guys. Back in that time, 1996, it was, I think, CDs were real popular. It's so different now. If this person were to wake up today into the world we're living in now, it'd be like, wow. He'd probably be like, what? And I forget, I didn't get a chance to see how old he would be today. I think it might be that he might be 55 today, 54, 55. But guys, my phone is at 55% right now. But I'm going to have to hurry up and shut this down. So hopefully I'll get this up before it's over an hour long. But I've said a little something. I didn't have a sunset song. This person had so many songs. And if I had a sunset song, that would have taken away from you all trying to guess to figure out who it is. When I upload the video here on TikTok, if I can, I'm going to try to add one of his songs. You know how you do here on TikTok. You can add a song. I'm going to see if I can do that if I have enough time. Guys, this is Shadow Girl Sherry. Please consider liking, clicking, subscribing, all the different stuff, leaving a comment. Join me over on YouTube on Sunset Songs. You can find me under Sunset Songs, Shadow Girl Sherry, Sherry Shadow Closet. Guys, thank you so much for watching and take care.